Hello everyone and welcome back to the Model Factory. So we have got an update video here for you on the Revell Bronco, and as you can see we have made a good amount of progress on this thing. We're trying to get everything buttoned up before we move to the priming stage and getting all of this stuff ready for paint, so that we don't run into any fitment issues or anything like that later on. So let's go ahead and jump right into this and I'll show you where we're at. First and foremost, and we're really excited, we got our Fender Flares in for the Bronco. This is a set of Fender Flares for all four fenders of the vehicle, and these are from Fireball Model Works. If you guys don't know what Fireball Model Works is, Joseph is the guy that runs it, and he's got a bunch of resin parts on there, mainly for a lot of off-road vehicles and stuff like that. But he has a very large selection of resin parts that he's made specifically for the Revell Bronco. And these are absolutely outstanding Fender Flares. Really good detail, they fit really nice. So as you can see, I've already got the fenders cut out on this so that these Fender Flares will just go right on there. You have to trim out the back ones, and then you even have to do a little bit of trimming on the front fenders just to bring them up a hair. So those Fender Flares will fit perfectly. I did that with a Dremel tool. I just kind of laid the Fender flare onto the fender and then used a Sharpie, kind of traced out where it needed to go. Then just got the Dremel tool and went to town with it. Kind of nervous, anytime you take a Dremel to a model and you start cutting and hacking, there's always that fear in the back of your mind, am I going to mess something up? But it actually went really well. Just make sure you got to run your Dremel on a low speed so you don't burn through the plastic too quickly. And it just cut it out really nicely. Also, we got our spare wheel and tire in, and this is a wheel and tire from the Revell Jeep Rubicon kit. Mr. Tom White, Rambler 69, he hooked me up with that, and I'm so thankful for that, because I had the wheels and tires off of the Revell Snap Tight Jeep kit, and but that only came with 4, and to have the spare I needed 1 more, so he so graciously hooked me up with that, and it's the same exact wheel and tire as the Snap Tight kit, so that'll look great in there as the spare. Also, we decided to put a different bumper on the front and back of this thing than the stock bumper that came with the kit. Wanted to give it a little more, beefy look, so we decided to go ahead and scratch build the bumper that we wanted, as I just couldn't really find anything that was exactly like what I was wanting. So these are what we came up with. This is the front bumper here, and we used some pieces of flat, or some pieces of styrene square rod to make these. Let me show you what that is here. It's just these pieces right here. I don't remember what the size is on these, but we stacked a few of these together and glued them so that they made a thicker piece, and then we kind of trimmed out the shape that we wanted on there and came up with these bumpers. It's got little, little tow hooks here on the front. Let's see if I can turn this so you can see that a little better. And maybe, yeah, you can kind of see them there. Anyway, it's got some tow hooks there on the front. We've got the, little roll bar there and everything. And I think that's going to look, it's just going to look really good on the front of this. I think it's going to look great. And then we did a matching rear bumper, just a little bit smaller, and then it of course has tow hooks on it, and so those are pretty much ready for primer. And then we have got the body here all mocked up in its stance that it's going to be. Now I did do a little bit of a lift on this, and what I did is I just built my own body lift. We did a 2-inch body lift just to raise it up a little bit. Give it just a little bit more clearance in the wheel well, so the tires will fit up in there nicely and everything. And so let me take this apart. None of this is glued together yet. It's just all sitting here in mock-up. There is our chassis now. I don't have the wheels glued on yet. They're just I've got some rods in there just holding them into place. But if you look at the bottom of the body here, what I have done is on all the contact points where it would connect with the chassis or the frame, I added just that little 2-inch body lift. I measured that out so that it would be exactly right, and then I cut some round styrene rod and drilled a hole through it so that it slid right onto those contact points. And then, let me see if I can get this to show. Okay, yeah, right here on the front, if you can see, there's just that little post right here by my finger. That is where I added those little rods to it, and so that, like I said, that sits on those contact points right on the chassis, just raises that body up those 2 scale inches, and gives it that little, little bit of a lifted look without going ahead and modifying the chassis and the suspension and everything. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. We're moving right along. Still trying to get everything figured out as far as the the engine goes and what all I want to do that. But we'll have that figured out here soon, and everything's just coming right along. I'm really excited with everything that you can do with this kit, all the different possibilities. This is just an absolutely fabulous kit. So all right, I'll be moving along here soon. We'll get some more stuff in, probably start doing some priming soon, so stay tuned, guys. We'll have another video for you. And like I always say, eat, sleep, styrene. Keep those awesome builds going. Keep all the eye candy coming. And we'll see everybody in the next video.